Hello there, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at the Tech Travel Geeks, and this is the Tech Travel Geeks unboxing and first impressions of the DJI OM4, which is the follow-on from DJI Osmo mobile gimbals for smartphones and not cameras. These are definitely for smartphones. So the parcel arrived today from Shenzhen, really quick delivery from DJI, and this was thanks to DHL. The packaging is really quite nice, as we've come to expect of DJI packaging. Our DJI Mavic Mini arrived in similar packaging, as did the Osmo Action camera that we unboxed last year. Now you can see there has some quick features of the device all over the thing. A lot of Chinese, this is a Chinese product, but this is DJI's OM4. So let's find a space to start cutting into the cellophane with my blunt scissors. Get the DJI brand up there and then do my best to cut through it. So let's see, how do we get into this? Seems to be a side pouch here. Or not. Aha! There's a little plastic lip that we need to cut through. There we go. So you open it up and the packaging is impressive. It says create magnetic moments. Now that's a subtle reference to the way this gimbal works, how you attach your smartphone to it. You'll see that there is some very quick setup guide here. One, you have magnetic clamp that you attach to your phone. You fold up your gimbal and select mode, and then you're pretty much ready to go. So let's see what's in the box. Wow. So let's start off with the part of the packaging on the left. There's an alignment guide for attaching your clamp, the sticky on one, to the device. So this is for this clamp that goes into it. Let me pull out all the documentation and bits here. So you'll see that the packaging is quite impressive. So these are some 3M clamp patches. So it's double adhesive tape essentially, and it's for attaching this little doodah. How do I get into it? Here we are. So this is the device. It already has one double-sided adhesive in place, and this is what gets clamped. This gets stuck to the middle of the back of your phone to balance it out, and this will then allow you to magnetically attach it to the DJI OM4. Now, it's also one of the devices that people use as stands or as a finger holder for their phone. So very useful double function of this, and some pretty cool DJI Osmo branding on it. The future of possible. Now, that's the one that you actually attach to your phone. There should also be another one in the packaging, but let's go through the rest of the contents. Another bit of disclaimers, magnetic ring user guide. This might be funny. Okay, so it's in multiple languages, including Chinese. It's just instructions on how to attach that and where to attach it centrally on your smart device. A really chunky quick start guide, and that's because it's in many languages, a whole list of them. But the actual quick start instructions are similar to what we saw in the packaging, just a little bit more in detail about the use of the app. And that's pretty much it. So 4 pages of instructions, similar to the imagery we saw. I will put the clamp and adhesive to the side, and on the other side we have a nice soft touch DJI bag and a wrist strap for the DJI OM4. So this is handy for carrying it. It gives you an idea of the size of the DJI OM4 once it is folded down. Bit of a confusion with branding. It's still got Osmo branding on the bag. I'm sure this was also made for other devices. And on the inside here, we have the real thing. So this is, rather than the sticky one that you put on your phone, this is the clamp that goes on the side. So it becomes like a phone case holder. You pop that on like that on your phone, and that allows you to quickly add and remove the phone from your DJI OM4 gimbal or stabilizer. This is a little tripod. It's nice to see it included this time. In previous devices we've seen this is an optional accessory, including the Zhiyun device that I unboxed recently. The charger here is USB Type A, as you'd expect, and hooray, it's USB Type C. So we're happy to see that DJI have moved into the future with USB Type C. And this is an extra spacer for small phones such as the iPhone 7, the 8, the SE2, so the new iPhone SE, and the iPhone S8. So this is for the clamp if you have a smaller phone. It just makes sure that it stays in place. In this case, I don't need to do that with my Huawei P40. I have just clamped it to the phone case. And there's a nice little detail on the clamp saying that's the direction of the camera. So make sure that the camera's on this side so that when the gimbal goes on, it goes through. And this is the actual item. Bit of silica gel, just in case you're interested, or maybe that's the main feature of the packaging for you. Please do not eat that. Let's have a look at the gimbal itself. So there is some details on instructions on how to use the gimbal here, and there should be instructions on how to fold that out. I obviously didn't read those. There we go. So that is the fold up of the DJI OM4. And let's try just quickly clamping in my phone. Boom. It's really easy thanks to magnets. Obviously I haven't turned the device on just yet. We'll do that in a moment. But that is a very quick setup. Now what I'm going to do is put the DJI OM4 on charge, or OM4 on charge. Once I've done that, I will run a quick hands-on of how this is working for me by putting on the phone and doing a very quick recording of the device in use. We'll also provide you with a quick sample video of how that works. But for now, I'll let you rejoice in the joys of, magnets. They're almost as cool as lasers if you think about it. And then once we've done that, there will likely be a quick ad break here. We'll then come back to you with a full demo of it and a sample video. We'll see you in a moment. Okay then, so I have charged up the DJI OM4. I've also performed a firmware update and paired it both with my Huawei P40 and with the iPhone 11 and had a play around with it. I'm really quite impressed by how stable this device keeps the phone whilst recording video. So what I'm going to do now is, for example, start recording some video and draw a square over my camera so that it focuses on the camera. And this is a really cool feature that DJI OM4 has. So I'm going to press record, and as you can see, the iPhone 11 will be always facing the camera. I can raise it up, lower it, and the adjustment of the camera automatically tracks the camera that I'm recording on. So this is a really good gimbal. Probably much better than the Zhiyun gimbal that I've had for the last couple of years. Now, our Chief Aperture Officer, Lukasz, did do a very in-depth coverage of the DJI Osmo Mobile 3, which is the predecessor to the OM4. And he was really impressed. It seems to pair well with his Huawei P30 Pro, and we'll likely see some footage paired with the Pocophone F2. One other thing that is minor, but for those of you who have feline overlords, is quite important, is the fact that the DJI OM4 comes in a really nice box, and my cat Rodney really liked that. So extra points to DJI for that. But all joking aside, the DJI OM4, in my first impressions, is surprisingly stable. As you can see there, it lost tracking of the camera because I went way too far there. But once you do set the camera target nicely, it tracks beautifully. I'm really impressed by that. So DJI OM4, not Osmo Mobile anymore, they've changed their branding, is really impressive at the moment. What we're going to do is use this in our day-to-day recordings on the Tech Travel Geeks. Once we've done that, we'll also do a proper review of it. In the meantime, I personally am going to be taking the DJI OM4 on a few walks whilst I'm out and about, and also take it with my DJI Mavic Mini, and maybe do some composite videoing, a bit of gimbal video whilst I'm walking to where I'm going to be flying the drone, and then also provide you with some DJI Mavic Mini video. Just to clarify, this is a device that we purchased ourselves with our own pocket money, and that this is not a review device provided by DJI. I personally am quite fond of DJI as a brand because of the excellent products they produce. But if you're from DJI watching this video and would like to reach out, please do speak to us about potential collaborations. But that was quick first impressions of the DJI OM4, which in my opinion is the best gimbal I have personally used. Thank you for watching, and if you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, goodbye.